to episode 159 of your sometimes Concealed Taco Dudes podcast.
Sometimes. Today we have me, Taco.
Jason with Concealment Solutions. We apologize for the dead air that has been out there lately.
Yeah, we've been so...
It's just life.
Yeah.
We're busy and yeah, life happens.
Yeah,
and
your
didn't
busyness...
realize it got that long.
Yeah, so you were busy, and then I was busy, and then you were busy.
Yeah, just trying to connect.
Had a whole week off, but then had to, I don't know, he gave me an excuse. We were supposed to go shooting a couple different times, because he took the whole week off.
Yeah.
And he's like, I gotta, there's a flood in my basement.
I'm
And then
old.
It's like, my daughter's coming over.
Yeah.
Something. I'm like, come on, Stan.
Yeah. Well, I've been traveling quite a bit the last couple of weeks. Not very far. Idaho and southern Utah and stuff, but it's been tough to get together. But anyway.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's knock out our sponsors really quick. NOE Bullet Molds, NOEBulletMolds.com.
Use coupon code FLT001. It'll save you some bucks.
Yep.
10%.
Yeah.
And just as an FYI of what they're up to these days, I've been over there lots of times.
I'm sure.
Yeah, collecting stuff and picking up this or that, and especially we'll talk about it with what we did with guns. But I had to pick up different expander plugs. Okay. So I could do some oversized 30 cals for some stuff I'll talk about later.
Okay.
But yeah, they finished that 458 or 459 not adjustable. It's like the one that had 4 sets of pins.
Right.
Hollow base, and so you could cast 4 different weights.
Right.
I am working on loading up some of those, but yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Haven't tested them yet?
No.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So the other one got finished, the 9mm.
Okay.
For
the adjustable weight mold.
Yeah. The very versatile mold.
Yeah.
That one finished, and so there's a few extras in the shop if people are interested in that one.
If you didn't get in on the group buy, there's still some available?
Yes, and I believe he's finishing up or working on the 357s, and then 44s are going to be after that.
Cool.
I still am trying to come up with a good design on the 50 cals, because there's a couple different options of do you make it more universal? Do you want it for the 50 Beowulf or for the 500 Smith & Wesson? Yeah. That kind of thing. Yeah. And picking the nose is the tough part, because based on what nose you pick.
Yeah. Sometimes trying to do it all, you end up with nothing.
Yeah. So. But I want to go with just a 500 Smith & Wesson adjustable, and maybe go hollow base 300 and then 350 flat base, and then so you go 350 and then 450 500 or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Somewhere where you get a good heavy one, and you have a good lightweight, but then that 350 is a really sweet spot. Right. I've shot a lot of those, and so a 350 or maybe 350 400 500. Or something like that. Okay. When you go too big in the 500 mag, it kind of gets. This is personally, I believe that it is hard on the revolver. Sure. Because if you think about 700 grain bullets and you have 5 of them in a cylinder. Yeah. And if you're doing double action shooting where you pull the trigger, it rotates that cylinder really quite fast, right? Right. And then it stops it suddenly. And so you think about inertia and the energy of that cylinder's turning around with all that weight inside, and whatever's stopping it gets smacked hard. And I believe maybe that's what led to my 500 mag needing to be rebuilt. So that's just a cautionary thing. Yeah. So anyways, they should have a couple new molds out. They're working on the airgun molds also. Oh, cool. Yeah, some pellets and slugs. Cool. So they're just working on tons of stuff. They have a lot of... Al has all these ideas. And I was asking him if, what it would take to make a new, a pot liner, the steel pot, but thick, so that you could use it for casting zinc. So you could upgrade your little Lee Pro 420 pot instead of trying to buy one of these old Lymans or the Seikos on eBay. people are buying those and fixing them up because they have like a cast iron pot or a thick steel pot.
Okay.
So you could cast zinc.
Okay.
So, speaking of zinc, I have a zinc casting video out.
Oh.
So people want to see.
Watch it before it's gone?
Yeah. Well, it's actually on Rumble.
Oh, okay.
So check it out on Rumble.
So it's not going to go away.
Yeah, I put like a little placeholder on YouTube, kind of like, hey, this is what I'm doing, and check it out.
Yeah.
But go to this link, and then my pinned comment has a link to Rumble.
That makes sense.
I think I'm going to start doing more casting and reloading videos, and just
put them on Rumble.
Put them on Rumble, and then have a little notifier video on YouTube, because I got like 10,000 something subscribers on YouTube, and like 400 on Rumble.
Yeah.
So need to get everybody moving over.
That makes sense.
But yeah, NOEBulletMolds.com.
Yep.
Coupon code FLT001.
Yep. Utah Airguns at UtahAirguns.com. I've
been there multiple times.
I've been there a few times myself.
Yeah, I see. Besides buying those 2 air guns I bought last time, my brother was in town, so we went down there and we were looking at all the scopes, and we also looked at, just what it would take to build a dedicated slug gun.
Oh, okay.
And we were wondering what platform to use, and they of course said the Impact.
Yeah.
And so my brother's kind of thinking about it, but shooting slugs, you got to have like a good purpose.
Yeah.
So you either got to compete, or which he doesn't do and I don't do.
Right.
Or you got to...
Or you're hunting
things. And I've seen some videos of guys shooting birds with slugs, which is pretty awesome, but you have to be kind of in the middle of nowhere so that...
Yeah. Well, it's just like...
It's like shooting a 22 in the air.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful about that, and like how far does a 22 travel,
Right.
How far does a air gun slug travel before it hits the ground? So... That's just one of those things, and you have to have a place to actually shoot those slugs.
You have to be a little more selective about where you're going.
So, anyways, it was really fun.
Tons of cool new stuff over at Utah Airguns. Go check them out, and when you order from them and check out, use the code AirCandy, and you get free shipping and some free turret stickers. Black ice coatings. If you're not using black ice coatings to Teflon your bolt carrier groups and Cerakoting and hydro dipping, then what you have is crap.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about different things to do with guns.
Yeah.
Cerakote, and I had an idea to build an ugly AR. And so I put on a skinny barrel with like a big fat muzzle device.
And what's the point of building an ugly AR?
Just because everyone does them all the same right now.
Okay.
Seems like everybody gets handguards that go all the way to the end of the muzzle or close.
Yeah.
And so I did the opposite. I put like a
little shorty.
A shorty quad rail.
With this big noodly.
And then I put a vertical muzzle or vertical... vertical foregrip or vertical grip on that short stubby quad rail, and then it has this long skinny barrel sticking out with this big linear compensator. So that it's kind of, it actually looks kind of cool in its own ugly way. But I wanted to take that over to black ice and have him, like, I don't know, figure out something that would be appropriate for an ugly gun.
Poo emojis.
Maybe just put poo emojis all over it. I don't know. It'd actually be kind of cool. Grab the poo gun. The what? You'll see.
Know.
You'll know when you see it. Grab the poo gun. Yeah. Anyways, I wonder if he has like some.
I'm sure.
Poo emojis.
I'm sure.
And then get the barrel Cerakoted like black, or not black, brown.
Brown.
Yeah, and just different colors of brown and. Anyways. Yeah, if you guys have ideas for
if you want an ugly gun, Lee can do
AR,
that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, mag holder, magholder.com. Best horizontal mag carriers out there. Go check them out. Use the code. Get in the van. I have candy. And you'll save a chunk. I don't remember what it is. And that's in homage to our friend Mark, housekeeper, who came up with that. It was the founder of Mag Holder, who is no longer with us, so we like to remember him. And then Concealment Solutions at concealmentsolutions.com. So I have been woefully silent, not just on the podcast, but on social media and everything lately, because I've had so much going on. in the shop and out of the shop, but so many new products that I've been waiting to release till we're working on a new website. The new website should be live anytime now. So by the time you hear this podcast, the new website is probably live. So go check it out, because it's probably full of bugs and problems that need to be fixed, and I need your help to fix those.
Do you offer rewards for finding bugs?
I thought about it. I should, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe
Extra 5% off
I
the
was
order?
going to say, yeah, in fact, I'll do that. If you go to the new website and you find a glitch or a problem or something that's legitimate, not just, hey, you spelled this wrong.
I think spelling should count.
Okay, all right, spelling will count. If you find a problem that needs to be fixed, I'll give you an additional 5% off of your order.
Ooh.
So that would give you 20% off. That's
nice.
unheard of.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So anyway, go check that out. And if you contact me and say the new website isn't up yet, that doesn't count. It's supposed to go live in the next day or two, but I'm going to start adding new products that have been kind of waiting in the wings, and I've mentioned a few things. There's going to be a new appendix carry holster. It's got a sidecar on it. Everybody's been wanting forever. A new competition holster that's kind of a combination between our drop leg holster with a thigh strap and the older racer holster. So it's an offset drop racer holster with a thigh strap, but the thigh strap pivots instead of the holster pivoting. So if you're doing 3-gun and you're transitioning from a rifle or a shotgun to a pistol, and maybe you're down on a knee or something like that, or in an awkward position, the draw is going to be the exact same, as opposed to like with the drop leg, as you move, the holster moves, which is great for when you're using it out in the backcountry, your sidearm when you're hunting or something like that, because it's uber comfortable. But it in a competition scenario, it can cause an issue with the draw being different depending on what position you're in. New belts are finally here, and they're awesome. They are a webbing belt. And this is all, I'll hit social media. They'll be on the new website as soon as it's up and I can get these plugged in. But it's a double-layered webbing belt with a stiffener in it. It's the same stiffener that we've been using forever in our leather Python gun belts. These are going to be the Python EDC belt. Super comfortable.
What's the price point on those?
They're going to retail for $60. I'm going to do an initial sale with them at $50.
And then if they find a problem with your website?
Then they're going to get a screaming deal.
Okay, so I can attest to the coolness of these. I've been demoing the belt for how long has it been?
I've been using the first one for probably 3 months, and it's probably been a month and a half or 2 months maybe that I've had you and Stan and a handful of other people testing it. The cool thing about it is it uses kind of if you're familiar with the Cobra buckles, the metal buckles that have that pinch point to release them, it uses a buckle very similar to that, but the advantage that you have is it's got a cam, is the best way a cam lock to tighten the belt. So if you need to adjust it, you just flip it, cinch it down, flip it closed, and it's adjusted. You're not trying to snake it through the buckle to tighten it or loosen it. And then if you need to go to the bathroom, take your pants off, whatever, it's quick and easy. Just release it open and
I was going to say...
And it stays adjusted. So when you put it back on, it's right where it needs to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, my favorite things about it that I've noticed so far, it's you're guaranteed not to pee your pants.
Yeah.
So sometimes, if you drink too much water and you've been sitting too
You're
long.
You're sitting in a meeting.
Yeah, then you run to the bathroom and with the traditional leather belt, you have to pull it out and then pull it tight to loosen it, you know?
Right.
And this one, you just push the 2-button things and then you're ready to go.
It opens,
So, guaranteed not to pee your pants.
Or the other, it's really convenient. I'm really happy with them. It's something I've been working on for a while to get the right webbing, the right stiffener, the right buckle, everything, and they're made right here in Utah.
I love the buckle because of that quick release and the quick click it right in,
Yeah.
And the other thing that I like about it is, so it is rigid. So when you're holding a gun, it helps, kind of distribute the weight across the whole thing.
Right.
The adjustability also is awesome because, like, with traditional leather belts, it's like if you're between notches,
And I was always between notches.
then you're just a little bit too loose.
Too
so the gun
tight or
flops,
too loose.
or it pinches your gut because it's too tight. So you can get it exactly how you want it, and then you can adjust it.
It's the perfect Thanksgiving Day belt.
Yeah.
Sitting at the table, you don't have to undo the whole thing. You just open the cam, let it slide a little bit, close it.
The other thing too is I can't remember what we were doing, but I was doing some outdoorsy activity and it got wet. And like with leather belts, when they get wet, then they stretch. And so I don't know. I'm debating on like if I want to use this as my canyoneering belt too. Like I think it would actually work quite well.
I think it would,
but I don't know how much of a beating. Like canyoneering, you get
it's rough.
It's rough on stuff if you're stemming a wall, the walls or something.
Yeah, or squeezing through something
tight, and so I don't know. We'll see.
Take it through its paces.
I might have to get another one.
Yeah,
have one dedicated to outdoors and one for daily carry.
I picked them up Friday on my way back from Idaho because where the woman that I have that works for me that does all my sewing, sews my thigh straps and my belts and my chest holster harnesses and stuff like that, is way up, and it's about an hour and a half away. And so I coordinated it. In fact, we stayed an extra night at my son's house in Idaho so that I didn't have to come home and then turn around and drive halfway back to his house in Idaho to pick belts up. But anyway, I've already sold a few to just some of my local guys that have been waiting for them, and some of them are already. I think I'm going to get a second one, so I can just leave it on those pants, and then I get another one for these pants. Doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah, so I will say that the one downside, right, is just that. And it's not like that big of a thing. Yeah. It's just when you change pants, it's not as fast to like grab one end and pull it through the loops.
It's not any different than a regular webbing belt where you're just feeding the one end in and then feeding it into the buckle. So that's the only downside, going from like leather to that. Right. But anyway, so you'll be able to check those out soon. The other thing, these just arrived yesterday, and I am super happy about them. I've been talking about expanding into a little bit more of like bushcrafting, preparedness type stuff, and I've started with a line of bushcraft knives. So those all showed up yesterday. They're handmade. Most of them are high carbon steel. I prefer high carbon steel for my bushcrafting stuff. They hold an edge better. They strike a ferro rod better. They sharpen easier. But anyway, they're handmade in Ukraine and super high quality at a very budget friendly price.
Yeah. And I bought a bunch.
Yeah, I think you bought 7.
Yeah.
And Ricky got some. Everybody bought some. So anyway, those are in. It's going to take me a little bit of time to put together pictures because I ordered them all without sheaths. I'm building sheaths for them. They'll be available so that you can pick the knife that you want. I've got, I think, 5 or 6 different styles. And you'll be able to go and pick the knife you want, pick the style of sheath. I'll have them at regular, vertical carry with a leather loop that you can hang it off of, or horizontal carry, and then you can get them with or without a ferro rod that is incorporated into
that's the coolest part. If you are like an outdoorsman, it's nice to have that. Yeah,
these ferro rods, I've been using one for years.
Chunky monkeys, man.
They're like half an inch around and I think 5 or 6 inches long. They're just huge, and they throw sparks like nothing else. So you can. I'm still figuring out retail prices, and it's gonna vary a little bit depending on the knife. But with the ferro rod, picking whatever kydex and stuff you want for the sheath and the style of the sheath, you're going to get the knife, the sheath, the ferro rod. Probably with the ferro rod, you're probably going to be in the $80 to $90 range for everything. So really cool. The one thing with them, they're kind of a mass production shop. And when I say mass production, I don't think they're cranking out thousands of these, but they are cranking out hundreds. Yeah. So it's kind of the smaller end of mass production. But so all the handles they're typically walnut. So it's good quality wood, and you can tell they're machine cut.
Yeah, they're a
and
little
so
bit
the ones
rough.
with the finger grooves are a little sharp. The finger grooves are a little sharp. So before I ship them out, I'm gonna disassemble them, smooth all that out, oil the grip or the scales so that they feel good. Because that's what I did with my personal.
You did that to mine,
and I did that to the one I
made
gave
it
you.
feel good.
Yeah. And so they'll all get the fluff and buff treatment, custom sheath, custom ferro rod, and stuff like that. But I'm super excited about it. I don't have a ton of them because I wanted to get in a few different models, kind of a sampling of things to see what I was going to like the most. And then my next order will probably be more focused on 2 or 3 different models based on what the feedback I get from people. But what I was doing, I got on their website last night. The company, by the way, is BPS Knives. You can look them up, bpsknives.com, and kind of see what they have. And if you have questions before what I have hits the website, if you're interested in one and see something on their website that you like, you can contact me, see if that's a model that I have, whatever. But so I was on their website, and 2 of the knives that I have are sold out. And they're kind of the more unique ones. And following their history, when something has been sold out, they haven't replaced it, which concerns me because at least one of them, everybody that I've showed it to wants one.
Which one was that
It's
one?
the Trail Chef.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one. I made sure to get one of those.
I know. So the Trail Chef, and then there's the Friction Folder, which is kind of it's a folding pocket knife. It looks, if you think about the old school straight razors, where they have that metal tang that sticks out the top, that's how you unfold it, and that's how you hold it open. So it doesn't lock open like a traditional knife. I think they're super cool just because it's a super simple design.
Yeah.
But those are sold out. So I emailed them this morning. I said, hey, I noticed these are sold out. Are you getting more, or are these done? If those are done, because I only have 2 left.
Then you're going to keep it for yourself.
I might have 1 of each available, but the price is not going to be what it is on their website. Their website, obviously, I'm offering a lot more with them than what they do, and so my prices are a lot higher than what you're going to see on their website. Their website, you get the knife in a leather sheath, which their leather sheaths are nice, but you're getting a lot more with mine. So anyway, I'm super excited about all that stuff. So go check out the new website. Hopefully it's up when you're listening to this. When you go to check out, use the code Show Me the Candy. You'll get 15% off unless you find a problem that we fix on the website, and then you'll get an additional 5.
And Jason's talking about concealmentsolutions.com.
Yes, I thought that was understood. But anyway, so lots of exciting stuff coming to Concealment Solutions, so kind of pay attention there and let me know if you have any questions.
All right, let's jump right into listener feedback.
Okay.
We just have one from our favorite Kevin.
Kevin C. Kevin C.
Yep. And this is in regards to our discussion of his hesitancy in getting into reloading casting.
Oh, right.
And so he says, thanks for the discussion on my reloading hesitancy. Taco's illness is one many of us share. Hoplophilia.
Hoplophilia?
Yes. And
what is that?
He says, riffing on Jeff Cooper's...
The love of high points?
The love of guns. The hoplophobia, which hoplophilia is Greek words for weapon and love.
Oh.
So the love of weapons.
Love of weapons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like all weapons.
I think that's...
Knives, guns,
Pokey sticks.
pokey sticks. Yeah. Anyways,
Heavy clubs.
yeah, and I hope he ends up taking the dive and getting started with just get started with reloading something that costs a lot to shoot.
Yeah.
And then make it go further from that as needed.
Right.
But yeah.
Cool. All right. Should we do a news story?
Yes.
This one that I have is pretty interesting, and I just skimmed through it, so I'm gonna get it fresh, just like you are for the most part. A Manhattan parking garage attendant who was shot twice while confronting an alleged thief, then wrestled the gun away and opened fire on the suspect. So this parking attendant
They got shot twice.
and then wrestled the gun away from his assailant and shot the assailant, has been charged with attempted murder.
What?
Yes. Manhattan.
Oh, jeez.
The overnight worker, identified by cops as Musa Diarra, 57, was also hit with assault and criminal possession of a weapon.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, this
Right.
is crazy.
In the Saturday incident, which unfolded around 5:30 a.m. as the attendant saw a man peering into cars on the second floor of the West 31st Street garage. Believing the man was stealing, the attendant brought him outside and asked him what was in his bag. Instead of cooperating, the man pulled out a gun. Diarra tried to grab for the weapon, and it went off. Well, if you're going to grab, you should maybe take a couple steps to the side first. I don't know.
Oh, that's tough.
Leaving him...
It's hard to know, like...
Yeah, I know.
If they're close and he pulls out the gun
Right.
to try and shoot him, like he knows he's going to shoot him, then you do whatever you can.
And it sounds like it was very reactionary. So leaving him shot in the stomach and grazed in the ear by a bullet before he turned the firearm on the would-be thief and shot him in the chest.
Wow.
The suspected thief, identified as Charles Rohde, 59, was also charged with attempted murder, assault, and criminal possession of a weapon, as well as burglary. While police hit Diarra with attempted murder, it wasn't immediately clear if prosecutors would follow through with the charge. The initial charges against Diarra sparked outrage. Recalled the case of Manhattan bodega clerk Jose Alba, who was charged with murder after a fatal July 1st confrontation in his store with an angry customer who came behind his counter and accosted him. Family friend Miriam Diarra, who is not related to the attendant, slammed the decision to hit the married man of two with charges. That's self-defense. The guy tried to rob his business. He's there for security. That's literally his job, to defend his business. He takes his job seriously. Attempted murder charge has no place there. He robbed, came to find him at his job with his gun. Diarra, has to defend himself. An individual who works nearby the garage, which is across from Moynihan train station, was also incredulous. You're kidding. That's an April Fool's joke, right? The worker asked of the charges against Diarra, adding, how can a hard-working man get arrested for defending himself? Alba spent 6 days in Rikers before Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg dropped the controversial murder charge amid intense public pressure to do so. Said one cop who heard the attempted murder charge against the parking garage worker snarled, people like Alvin Bragg have made this city unsafe, and this worker is a victim defending himself. So the cops are all outraged over this. It sounds like we have a district attorney who has some...
Well, not all cops, because whoever was at the scene who wanted to charge him or...
Well, but that's not necessarily... It could have been, but it's not necessarily the cop. It doesn't say that it happened right away.
Yeah,
it could have happened.
True.
A lot of times the district attorney will look at a case and they'll throw charges. But yeah, any way you look at it, what is this world coming to?
Yeah, along the same lines, in the news, this week was the the guy who in Texas who shot one of the BLM protesters. That so the BLM people had stopped traffic, so you couldn't get away.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys had an AK-47 and shoved it in the face of this guy in his car. And so in defense, he shot the guy with the AK pointed at him.
As you would.
As you would. And they charged him with, what was it? I can't remember if it was like attempted murder or murder. Anyways, some serious charges. But then,
and this wasn't a civil case, because you can be charged, by a district attorney or whatever, and be cleared of charges and still stand trial civil. For a civil.
Yeah, but anyways, I think Governor Abbott said he would probably pardon him. Yeah, the governor's pardon. But it's kind of crazy, because say that say it goes through and he pardons him. Well, what would be the case if there wasn't a governor?
Right.
If there's a different governor.
Well, if the governor's behind it.
Who leaned the other way politically.
Yeah.
So the world's getting kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I still think still worth it to preserve your life.
Absolutely.
And to fight and then worry about the legal battle after.
Yeah.
But it's getting crazy.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
And when I first read this, the story, the title, I went, okay, I'm thinking this is probably what happened, is a guy comes in to rob or whatever, he gets the gun away from him, and the guy runs away, and he chases him down and shoots him.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah.
But that doesn't sound like that's what happened. It was...
He got shot twice.
Yeah.
And then to save his own life...
So he's already compromised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He shot the other guy. I wonder what kind of caliber it was.
I don't know.
Because the guy got shot in the chest and he still survived.
Yeah.
So
chest is a big spot.
I know. But still, it's...
Yeah. Anyway, it's something to think about.
Yeah. So we have another news article. This one will make you feel a little bit better. So didn't want to leave everybody
leave everyone depressed.
So this one is in Gainesville, Florida. And it says, police in Florida say a man who assaulted his ex-girlfriend was fatally shot by the woman's father. Now, the reason I
saw that
read this one is because the title was very misleading, because it said something like father of
abusive ex-boyfriend or ex-boyfriend
shoots and kills abusive ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. And I saw that one.
It made him sound like he went out and hunted this guy down.
Yeah.
And which
would be a bad thing.
It would.
Well, legally
bad. Morally,
maybe not.
We'll see. But anyways, says police in Florida say a man who assaulted his ex-girlfriend was fatally shot by the woman's father. The incident happened on March 17th at an apartment complex in Gainesville. According to police, a woman's ex-boyfriend physically assaulted her at her apartment and then fled the scene. And
so she's probably in distress, calls her dad.
So she's like, Dad, this guy attacked, Billy Joe Bob just attacked me, hit me, I think
And so as a father, you go,
And as an older father, you're going to take your gun because you're not going to be able to fight off some...
Well... I don't go anywhere without my gun.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Well, I would take a big gun.
Okay.
If you're expecting expecting that something might happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have more than a handgun. I'll have my AR-15 or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe
not. It says it's reported the woman's father arrived at the apartment a short time later. And the ex-boyfriend returned about 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
So it was a good thing that
he came
back. The dad went over there right away because it could have been bad. The father, who was armed with a handgun, fired one shot at the suspect, which struck him in the chest.
And the reason I didn't pull this article is because it doesn't have enough information.
Yeah.
It makes it sound like Dad's there consoling his daughter who just got beat up by this jerk. Looks out the window. Oh, here he comes. Opens the door.
Yeah.
Bam! I don't think that's how it happened.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Because
you have a door and it has a lock. It's just not like you would just open the door and hey. shoot him as he's walking up.
Right. So. There had to be another altercation in order for this to be a justifiable self-defense.
And it sounds like it was justifiable because it says no charges have been filed as of the report.
Right. And so the
they
way
need to do a better job reporting.
Yes, always they need to do a better job reporting.
Details.
They don't. Yeah, they're just spitting information out as fast as they can, and
trying to keep up,
and just trying to spin it in a way that will attract as many readers as possible, whether it's accurate, truthful, or embellished.
Yeah.
So, or less than informative, but.
So, anyways, that's all we have for the news, and we just wanted to kind of end with what we did with guns.
Yeah.
And Jason, you go first.
I didn't do a ton. I did spend a few days over at Utah Air Guns. I did pick up a new Hug-It moderator for my AEA 25 cal semi-auto air gun. I was switching it back and forth between that and a
like a Donnie?
No. Well, I had a Donnie FL that I used on that, as well as what's the company in Texas?
Oh, Air Force?
An Air Force. That I switched back and forth between that and an Air Force. Which I thought, that won't be a big deal. It was a pain in the butt. No, it wasn't a pain in the butt. It was just inconvenient. And if I had multiple people out shooting, then there was, one gun that was either obnoxious or didn't get shot. So, anyway, it was on their scratch and dent, and I was shocked at the deal I got. Now, if you're listening to this podcast and you live in the Utah area, you should not look at the scratch and dent corner, because that's for me and Taco.
Yeah, I think I bought a couple moderators, it was a while back.
Yeah.
But it was from their scratch and dent. I got really good deals.
I know. I was like, that's why I'm not saying anything. I was surprised. I was like, wow, okay. I'll take that all day long.
So you did some air gun shooting too?
So, you know what? I haven't had a chance to shoot it yet. I have a little kind of range in my backyard set up for sight and stuff and whatever, and it has been blocked by beehives that my wife was cleaning up and selling off and stuff, and I'm like, so they finally got moved the other day, and I was like, hey, and the sun came out. This has been the longest. I like winter. I like the snow. I like being outside.
It has been the longest winter.
This has been the longest, darkest, most dismal,
wet,
and snowy winter I have ever experienced. And our Utah snowpack, we're over 700 inches of snowpack now.
Yeah, I'm not sure the stats, but it's
a new record. This is a new record for our snowpack. And the last year that it was even close to this, the year that we just beat out was 1983, and that's when there were rivers of water flowing down Main Street in Salt Lake City. Serious flooding. So, yeah.
We're hoping for a gradual warm-up.
It's not.
But it's not.
No.
It's like...
Yesterday...
How hot was it today?
Yesterday was 75 degrees, and we had avalanche warnings.
Yeah.
So, Little Cottonwood Canyon, I think, in the last 2 weeks has had 30 avalanches.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. The road, it's been blocked. The road hasn't been open for weeks. And the picture I saw of the last time they cleared it out, the snowbank from the avalanche that they cut through to open the road, 15 feet of snow. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're in for some flooding this year.
For sure. It's already happening to some degree, but
I think we do have a lot of places to put the water, though.
More so than 83, there wasn't.
Yeah, there wasn't. That was a difference.
They've learned from that and have made a lot of preparations.
I think they've been letting the water out of some of the reservoirs and stuff.
The reservoirs that have all been empty, almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now it's...
Yeah, we've gone from extreme drought to now we have so much water we don't know what to do with it. So I haven't been out shooting and stuff a lot because of the weather.
Yeah. It's been crazy because I've been so cooped up because of the weather.
Yeah.
And I've taken days off to go shooting.
Uh-huh.
I'll schedule it plan for it, and then it'll snow either the night before or that day.
Yeah.
And just horrible like snow, freezing rain, rain, whatever. And so I had not shot. It was like the longest period of shooting fasting. Yeah, like that in like years and years and years. I can't even remember when the last time it's been that long.
Yeah.
But I did get to go shooting. I took off, what was it, Monday?
Yeah.
And I was able to, no, Friday. I took off Friday.
Okay.
And I went shooting. And man, it was awesome.
I saw you were shooting that pump action AR.
Yes.
That was looking pretty cool.
So I think we talked about it a long time ago about the Troy pump AR. The par 15 or whatever they call it. But anyways, that one, Al and I both got one, and I got to thank Gunnies for, letting me technically borrow it, but I'm going to end up buying it because I've modified it and I really like it. But Al got one, and so we modified them to 458 SOCOM. We opened up the ejection ports.
And what were they chambered for originally?
223.
Okay.
And so that's like... One thing we noticed is, so Al, he got one of his friends, like he gave him some bullets and stuff and powders and said, hey, can you work up a load for me? And so his friend, he did it, but then when he brought it back, he's like, dude, you got to get like some kind of a recoil pad on that thing because it's a monster.
Yeah.
And it just had this thin, hard plastic butt plate, I would say. It's not a butt pad.
It's just an AR stock, right? An adjustable...
No, it's different, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it was pretty skinny or narrow and just punch your shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so
it was built for a 223, keep in mind.
Yeah, it feels more like a 12-gauge shooting slugs now.
Right.
And so, anyways, I went to Gunnies, and I took the little butt plate, the one that it came with, and to try and match up holes to see which, recoil pad it would be compatible with without doing too much.
Yeah.
And I found one. I think it was a Pockmeyer or something. Anyways, way better. Way better. And, I shoot a lot of stuff that has, military rifles that have those metal butt plates. But, man, the 458 SOCOM, it's like shooting a 4570, And if you're just pounding out rounds, then I mean, my shoulder was still bruised, right?
Yeah.
Like, I came back and it was still purple or whatever.
Yeah.
But it felt way better. I put a lot of rounds through that thing. And it was fun. We blasted some jugs and... Anyway, so pump action, 458 SOCOM.
You're a fan.
I am a fan, so I will be.
I watched your video you posted. It did look pretty fun.
Yeah, it just annihilated those milk jugs.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Huh.
Cool.
So,
So I did that. I've been loading tons and tons of ammo. And I did some, I've been playing around more with Zinc. So I cast up some Zinc 30 cals. And I've been playing around with different loads, trying to figure out. I did 3 different loads in the 7.7 Jap, the Arasaka that I have.
Oh, okay.
And it surprised me because I just started using some cast, kind of universal cast bullet loads. And one of them is 13 grains of red dot, and these normally 153 grain Zinc bullets. Or they would normally be that in lead. They were 95 grains in Zinc.
Oh, okay.
And so I ended up shooting those with the 13 grains of red dot, so a really fast pistol powder. And they came out at like 2050 feet per second, which is like way faster than I thought.
Yeah.
And I shot through like a 12-inch log, and it just went right through it, and then...
Wow.
Hit a steel bullet trap and made a mark.
Well, and the Zinc is way harder than
it is way harder.
So it's, you're going to get a lot more penetration with it.
But it has, you have it's like shooting a varmint 223, like if you shoot a big heavy bullet, it has just more energy to keep going and going and going.
Right.
But the light bullets, seems like stop quick.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so I was shooting it out I didn't group it because of just time, right?
Right.
But I just shooting a steel target out at 100 yards. And I could hit it pretty consistently, but I need to group it on paper just to see what it's doing. But I have a feeling that these lighter weight zinc bullets, I don't think it's a good purpose for it.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Okay.
I think up close shooting, close distance shooting, it'll work for that. And if you want higher velocity, but I think the shorter, stubbier bullets, kind of like the Magnum bullets, like 44 mag, 4570, maybe a big 357, 45, something like that. I think those would be okay. Mm-hmm. But I just think that you're not going to do any long range shooting with zinc.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like trying to throw a feather versus throwing a marble.
Yeah. You're going to lose too much energy in the...
Yeah, it's just you're throwing something that's really lightweight, so it loses, and it probably gets blown around by wind a little bit more.
Yeah. So have you found a good practical purpose for a zinc bullet yet? Or is it just something more just you're having fun playing
I still I'm doing more experimentation. Yeah. I think if you could get it to go really fast and then be stable, that would be a purpose, right?
Yeah.
To have a really fast, and I mean the 44 mag that I got going, like, was it 2,200 feet per second? That's pretty fast for a 44 mag. So that was that's a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Shooting at 100 yards or less, it was fast and it was accurate.
Yeah.
But the long skinny bullets, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to load up some of the Taco bullet, the 225 grains that are in zinc. I want to load some of those up in the 308 and the 300 blackout. Just see.
Yeah.
Maybe for 300 blackout, it's a good way to get some higher velocity, because usually 300 blackouts, under 2,500 feet per second. So maybe if you get it up to like 2,500 feet per second or something, maybe. I don't know. It's all, I'm just super curious about it. And part of it is knowing what powders to use, because, do you use like a slow powder, but with a light bullet that still takes up lots of case?
Yeah.
I just don't know. So lots of testing needs to be done, but I'm excited to do some. I really want to do some in the 500 Magnum.
Yeah.
Do some of those spire points. Like, they're just a really sharp, pointy bullet. I think that'd be awesome. Make it go really fast, and it would penetrate. I believe it'd penetrate, pretty good. But, yeah, I did a bunch of 6.5 by 55, the Swedish Mauser loading, and I did get to shoot and test. And I loaded some.
Yeah, you loaded some for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, the 8mm Mauser. I've been working on that, getting some jacketed loads. I also want to get some cast bullet loads and then kind of compare them, and then also compare it with some of the crappy surplus I have that doesn't go bang every time. And also the 303 British. I finally got the tool to take apart the bolt, and the tool reminds me of one of those, like, things you use the T-handle things that you put down the pipe to, like, turn your water on and off
for your sprinklers.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, same principle.
Okay.
But you have to have one of those to take apart the bolt of a 303 British.
And why do you need to take the bolt apart?
Because it was full of cosmoline and
gross.
Okay.
You're just cleaning it up.
So I wanted to decosmoline that thing.
Yeah.
And got it cleaned up except that, and it was driving me crazy because I sprayed some cleaner inside, and it just kept oozing and dripping, and I'd wipe it, and I'm like, just kept oozing. So that's when I ordered. I ordered it from Sarco.com, and then it was just $15.
I've got an ultrasonic cleaner if you ever want to throw stuff in it.
I have one too.
Okay.
And let me tell you, you can kind of get stuff out, but some stuff stays in.
Yeah.
When
you're talking that nitty gritty detailed stuff. Yeah.
So I also did some 380 loads with some cast bullets with the NOE mold. I have that Bursa 380. I fired a couple, test rounds, but I didn't get around to shooting it on the one shooting day. We sighted in 317 HMRs, my brother's, his kids, and then I put a different scope on mine for the upcoming squirrel hunt in June, I think.
Yeah.
So, anyways, super busy day. I came back like sunburnt. It was pretty funny. I was like red, and I had like the raccoon eyes because I had sunglasses on.
Yeah. And we haven't, literally for like 3 months, I think we've had like 4 days where the sun has come out.
And it not like really come out, like shine hard and bright.
It just like peeks out around the clouds.
Yeah.
It's been, Utah, we're used to just clear blue skies all the time. You know, it's like
That's why we're in a drought, or we were in a drought,
I know,
because we had so many years of clear blue skies.
It's true.
But
So another thing, I talked to Gene the other day, who absolutely hates Star Valley biome.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm so sick of shoveling snow. He actually bought a house in North Carolina.
yeah, he's moving,
And
back east.
they're moving, which is where he's from. But he's had that little Browning Challenger too, which I couldn't figure out. And I'd changed the slide and firing pin and all that kind of stuff. It was about 50% that it would go bang. Apparently, somebody had dry fired it so much that it dented the is it the breech? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
And so with it being a rim fire, it wouldn't fire consistently. So he actually had to drill that out and sleeve it.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's like, it shoots great now. I'm like, great. When do I get it back? I still don't have it back.
Yeah, I have a Siamese Mauser action just sitting, waiting for next time that Gene comes into town.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's moving fairly soon.
I know that. I asked him, I said, should I ship it to you? Or he's like, just hold on to it, because whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah, this one was crazy because it didn't have a serial number.
Huh.
Because it's all in Siamese squiggly writing.
Interesting. So it does have a serial number? You just don't know what it is?
I don't think it has a serial number.
Huh.
And all the writing is in that. Have you seen Siamese writing? It's weird. It looks weird.
Huh.
It's all squiggly. Like,
huh.
I don't know.
Where did you find that?
So, a friend of a friend bought it from a friend.
Okay.
And so, anyways, I'm going to probably send that off to Gene to have him play around with either 50 Alaskan or a 45-70.
Rechambering it?
Yeah, it's just an action.
Oh, okay.
So it's the receiver, not a barreled action.
I gotcha.
And so that is one of the actions known for people converting to 45-70 or something like that.
I got you now.
But
I was thinking you had a complete gun.
No, that'd be cool.
That's weird.
Yeah, that'd be cool to have the complete one. But anyways, yeah, I've been busy.
Yeah.
And
cool.
I still got the Norma Ruog primers from Gunny's.
Yeah.
That I need to. He gave me some to do like a test video on, and I haven't. It's like going out and shooting, but there's no time there was no weather to shoot.
Yeah.
And so I'll probably load a bunch up in 9mm, maybe some in 380, maybe some in 40. I don't know, 38s, 357, something.
Yeah.
And just go to town. It's funny when you gotta just shoot ammo. Like, that's what you need to do. It's like, the purpose is to shoot the ammo.
Yeah.
So I had a bag of 44 mag I got from the pawn shop.
Yeah.
I was like,
a bag?
Yeah, a Ziploc bag. He couldn't sell it, so he gave it to me.
I guess that's, at least it's not in a semi-auto. That'd be a little scarier.
It's in one of those super sturdy Ruger Alaskan 44 mags. So
nice.
I was trying to shoot a bunch of that, and I handed it to my friend. I'm like, see this bag of ammo? I need it shot. Like, because I want the brass, and I want to load it up with some of my new stuff and my new bullet mold bullets and stuff. And we didn't get it done. So if you're in Utah and you like shooting 44 mag, like, let me know. We'll go out. I'll let you shoot my revolver.
The mystery brass?
Yeah, with the mystery ammo from the pawn shop. So anyways, it's like the traditionally cast like bumblebee bullets.
Yeah.
And so I'll probably have to scrape out the lead from my barrel. Those are like notoriously like size too small. So I sometimes get leading in my gun. Yeah. But yeah, if you have a bunch of bumblebees,
I do.
You should just bring them over, and we'll melt it down and make whatever you really want.
I have thousands of rounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they loaded rounds?
No. They're projectiles.
What caliber? 9?
I think they're 9. Yeah.
Yeah. You should just bring them over.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. I pulled some bullets, 45-70, traditionally lubed. I think they were called the laser cast bullets. I bought them like 10 years ago or something and loaded them up, but then I just after I started casting my own, I never touched those.
Yeah.
So I finally pulled those. I'm going to throw those in the lead pot and
Yeah.
melt those down and make...
I guess the wax that's on the bumblebees just comes to the surface and you just skim it off.
Yeah, well, it actually works as a good flux.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it gets really flamey because there's so much.
Right.
Usually when I'm casting, I'll just throw a little bit of wax in there to flux. But
right.
Yeah. But yeah,
right.
You should bring them over. I'll melt them down.
We'll do it. All right.
Okay.
Should we wrap it up?
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Until next time, stay safe, have fun.
Yeah. Be nice to people. Take somebody shooting.
Last one was March 19th. Budget air guns.
Wow, that's pathetic. I didn't think it had been that long.
Yeah, it's been